Hi! Every voyage is a journey within, where destiny carves its path and life unfolds like scenes from a film. We are both the audience and the storyteller. Every weekend we endeavour to bring you fascinating stories on this show. I'm Atika Farooqui, you're watching Now Showing, and here are the highlights. Avinash Tiwari finds himself in a dance of destiny with Jimmy Shergill pulling the strings. Does Neeraj Pandey's Sikandar ka Muqqadar live up to the hype? 8 years later, does the team create the same magic? We'll tell you. Shoojit Sircar reveals why he cast Abhishek Bachchan in his film I Want to Talk, a film about life and speaking your mind. A glimpse into what makes Konkona Sensharma such a fine actor. And singer Divya Kumar talks about singing the chart-buster Aaj Ki Raat from Stree 2 and working with Sachin Jigar. And let's begin the show with Sikandar ka Muqaddar. Yes, that is something we had never heard of or envisioned, but that is the title of the latest film on Netflix that releases this week. So after an unsolved diamond heist, a hard-nosed cop's pursuit of his key suspect turns into obsession until they finally face each other and the truth. This Hindi suspense thriller centers on a diamond heist gone wrong and the cop's relentless 15-year-long pursuit of justice. Directed by Neeraj Pandey, the story follows this police officer whose obsession with solving the case leads him into a tangled web of deception and personal challenges. Featuring Tamannaah, Jimmy Shergill and Avinash Tiwari in lead roles, the film promises a roller coaster of twists and an edge-of-your-seat experience. The film opens with a high-stakes diamond heist in 2008 where investigating officer Jaswinder Singh, played by Jimmy Shergill, zeroes in on 3 suspects. Sikandar Sharma, played by Avinash Tiwari, his future wife Kamini, played by Tamannaah, and Mangesh Desai, that is Rajiv Mehta. Despite a lack of conclusive evidence, Jaswinder remains convinced of Sikandar's guilt. 15 years later, both men's lives are in ruins. Jaswinder is a disgraced officer clinging to his instincts, while Sikandar, despite protesting his innocence, has faced years of hardship and stigma. The story weaves between past and present, gradually revealing the devastating impact of the unresolved case on both men's lives. The film starts strong, thrusting viewers into the tension of the diamond heist and setting up a compelling cat-and-mouse dynamic between Sikandar and Jaswinder. The initial pacing is taut, and Pandey's knack for withholding just the right amount of information keeps the audience invested. However, as the film progresses, it shifts focus from the heist's mystery to a protracted battle of wills between the two protagonists. This pivot, while ambitious, dilutes the thriller's impact. The midsection slows considerably, bogged down by repetitive confrontations and overly sentimental subplots. Jimmy Shergill delivers a solid performance as the obsessive Jaswinder, convincingly portraying a man consumed by his instincts and regrets. Avinash Tiwari shines as Sikandar, capturing the anguish of a man fighting to clear his name while grappling with life's cruelties. Tamannaah, playing Kamini, is underutilized, her character relegated to the background after the first act itself. Thematically, Sikandar ka Muqaddar offers an interesting exploration of obsession, guilt and the ripple effects of unresolved conflicts. Though Sikandar ka Muqaddar plays with interesting ideas and boasts of strong performances, it lacks the sharpness and narrative control that define a truly compelling thriller. Fans of Neeraj Pandey, though, might find glimpses of his brilliance here. I suggest don't miss this gripping tale of crime, betrayal and resilience if you do like this genre. And let's move on to Moana 2, also known as Vaiana 2 or Oceana 2 in some markets, is an American animated musical adventure film, a sequel to Moana released in 2016 and the second installment in the Moana franchise. The film stars Auliʻi Cravalho, Dwayne Johnson, Temuera Morrison, Nicole Scherzinger, Rachel House and Alan Tudyk, all reprising their roles from the first film, and Gerald Ramsay joining the cast this time. 3 years after the first film, Moana spends her days exploring new islands in hopes to find other people who are connected to the ocean. One day she gets a vision from her ancestor, Totai Vasa, who tells her that the reason why no one is connected to the ocean anymore is because the evil storm god Nelo wanted power over the mortals. So he sunk a mystical island called Motufitu, which connected all islands down to the depths of the ocean. And that her island will be deserted if Moana does not find a way to raise the island. She brings a crew of people from Motunui, craftswoman Loto, Maui fanboy Moni, and the grumpy elderly farmer alongside her pet pig and rooster Pua and Hai Hai to find the island. Auliʻi Cravalho shines as Moana, portraying her growth into a wise and reflective leader. Her relationship with Simia, played by Charm by newcomer Khaleesi Lambert Suda, becomes the emotional heart of the film. Dwayne Johnson's Maui brings his trademark humor and swagger but feels sidelined in a story that prioritizes Moana's leadership. Visually, Moana 2 is a triumph. The ocean is depicted with breathtaking vibrancy, from glowing underwater layers to towering storms. Directors Jason Hand, Dana Lido Miller and David G. Derrick Jr., along with animation lead Byron Howard, create a mesmerizing canvas that elevates the film's adventurous spirit. The attention to detail, from the texture of Moana's boat to the expressive movements of sea creatures, underscores Disney's mastery of visual storytelling. However, the film falters in its narrative execution. The screenplay juggles too many characters and subplots, leaving some arcs underdeveloped. Music, once a cornerstone of Moana, is another area where the sequel stumbles. While the soundtrack includes a few catchy tunes, it misses the magic of Lin-Manuel Miranda's original contributions. None of the new songs match the impact of How Far I'll Go, leaving the musical moments feeling less impactful. That said, Moana 2 delivers thrilling action sequences. The chaotic clash with the coconut-armored Kakamora and the climactic showdown with the storm god Nelo are standouts, showcasing inventive animation and high-stakes drama. For anyone who has young or teenage kids and is looking for a story of childlike ambition and inspiration and is wary of exposing young children to adult themes at the big screen, this is that perfect film for your entire family. And moving on, in a cinema that is fixated on larger-than-life characters, we are fortunate to have a filmmaker like Shoojit Sircar, who remains relevant through his quirky slice-of-life dramas like Piku and so many more. He seems fond of euphemism, as the theme of impending death has been integral to his films. I Want to Talk is his latest offering, but more than death, Sircar's films celebrate life itself. We recently caught up with Sircar, who spoke about the film and why he chose Abhishek Bachchan for the lead role.
We are humans, so we will have to somehow convey humanity. And every film of mine, I have tried to portray as much normal and ordinary humans as possible. So I Want to Talk is also again that kind of a journey of this Abhishek Bachchan's character, who goes through ups and downs. He goes through different adversities in his life, which we all go, and his relationship with his daughter, and how that journey sprouts into a beautiful relationship. It's a real life story, and it's a story of my friend. And I Want to Talk is also based on the book Raising a Father, one of my friend who has been in US and for last 30-35 years. So it's an NRI film, completely shot in USA. I rather put it like not a father-daughter story. I put it like a daughter-father story. So for me, how daughter does a course correction in his life, which we normally miss out. We think all relationships are going absolutely fine, but there are so many gaps in our relationships that we don't realize. And by the time we realize and we really want to communicate and we want to say so many things, but still we cannot say it. Somewhere our egos or something, something stops us. I've been closely associated with a lot of Bengali, characters around me. So this character is also, I said, is Bengali. So I don't know why, but maybe I'm a Bengali and I'm also surrounded by lots of funny Bengalis. The first most important thing with Abhishek when we met first time and we started talking about it, he also approached this film as almost like I'm going to take on a second innings. I'm going to take, and he bared himself completely. If you see the poster in itself, it shows that he's given up completely, surrendered absolutely. And another factor which I saw in him, I saw a lot of vulnerability and naturalness and say warmth of Jaya Bachchan. I'm also a Jaya Bachchan fan. I mean, if you see Satyajit Ray films that she has done, whether it's Mili or Abhiman, Guddi or Koshish, so you see how petite and innocent and novel she looks in her eyes. And I saw that in Abhishek. So I purely saw a lot of Jaya Bachchan in his, because I am as much a fan of Mr. Bachchan and as much I worked with Mr. Bachchan, and I am as much a fan of Jayadi. So I saw that in Abhishek, that purity I saw. Johnny Lever is natural. I mean, you don't have to direct him at all. I mean, he understands that. It's just, when I told him and approached him, he just loved it. That's it. You are interested to work with us? Yes, I want to work with you. And this is just a small part in this film. But I thought you will bring a lot of lightness to it. You will bring in a lot of, smile to it. He even didn't ask for the script or what I am doing. He said, you tell me what I have to do. And I just explained him the character, and he was absolute natural. He's brilliant, I think. She's, Kristen Goddard is from Los Angeles. She's a Hollywood actress. She played the role of the nurse in this film. She was also interested to work in a Bollywood film, and I gave her the script. So she was quite happy with her role, and she agreed. And with Hollywood actors, it's a different style of working with them. They spend time, they'll ask a lot of questions, and they're quite prepared. Well, every actor is prepared, but their preparation is, I found, with a lot of method and absolutely professional. This ultimate truth is death. So there is, you take birth and death is inevitable. So we all know. I mean, I'm not the one who's been spoken from last many years by all philosophers and everything. So you can't conquer death. So you can only, embrace death and then become fear-free and fearless. So my always expression has been, even for me, myself, to fight it out. Even in Piku also, if you see, we celebrated Bhaskara's death. We never, there was no grief. It was like we smiled at Bhaskar the way he went. So I think that's what I am. And this film is also not dealing with death, but as such, but that conversation definitely comes up. And I am absolutely fascinated. And you will see all my films, you will see some kind of a talk or a discussion or about some touches which connects to death. I am a football fan. He's a Chelsea supporter, and I am a Barcelona supporter, and my producer Ronnie is a Man U. So every day we are meeting, every day the fight breaks out on, fan fighting goes on for us. And I play, he is my captain. So on field, Abhishek is my captain. The shoot floor, I am his captain. Yes, we are sometimes sleeping. We are not aware what's happening around us, but there are many who are aware. There are many who are affected by the revolutionaries, what they have done for us. I mean, the freedom came with a cost. And also my whole intention of making Sardar Udham was not about, of course was about Sardar Udham, just to show that Jallianwala, that at least if someone watches Jallianwala Bagh, so that we don't repeat that history. I think somewhere down the line, a lot of people get affected and they are aware.
It's time for a short break, but coming up, actor par excellence, Konkona Sensharma talks about her craft in our very special segment, In the Mind of an Actor. And moving on, for a woman who was once described by Google as a leading actress of Indian contemporary parallel cinema, Konkona Sensharma has also shown in mainstream films like Omkara, Wake Up Sid, Life in a Metro. A powerhouse of talent, Sen also impressed in her directorial efforts, including the unheralded Bengali short Namkaron, A Death in the Gunj, and her story in Lust Stories. She doesn't have a large volume of work, but quality always prevails over quantity for her. Is there a method to her craft? Konkona bears it all in our special capsule, In the Mind of an Actor.
No, actually I have not formally ever learnt acting. I really didn't get a chance because, you know, when I was younger and starting off, I didn't think that I'd want to be an actor. I didn't think that that is something that I could pursue in any really meaningful way and earn money. And I was really doing it as a lark, my first few films. I thought I'll just try it out and then maybe I'll, you know, switch to something else. And then luckily, I was lucky because it kind of took off and I didn't really have to find anything else to do. One of them was Dead Poets Society. And one of the reasons for that was that it really emphasized the point of non-conformity and that we don't have to blindly belong. You know, we don't have to be the same as everybody else, and it's okay to be different. It's okay to think differently from other people. I mean, as long as you're not harming yourself or others. And that we are all free thinkers inside, you know. So that was a seminal film. There were also films by Bergman and Truffaut which really shaped me. Films like Day for Night, films like 400 Blows, Jules, these are Truffaut films that I've loved. I've also loved some Bergman films like Fanny and Alexander and Cries and Whispers, Smiles of a Summer Night. You know, my mum's films as well, Poroma and 36 Chowrangi Lane have deeply affected me. Charu Lata, Ray's Pather Panchali, the trilogy, Opu trilogy as well. So there are some projects that I'm more proud of than others, though I'm proud of them all. Of course, the films that I've done with my mother are unique and special for me for many reasons. And out of those, Mr. and Mrs. Iyer is definitely up there, and so is 15 Park Avenue. 15 Park Avenue is a film where I had played a character who is suffering from schizophrenia, and there is someone in my family who I had known with the same mental health issue. So this was a role that was very close to me. There's also a film called Doshor that is directed by Rituparna Ghosh that was very, very dear to me as well. There are several films like this. There's also Amu, which is a film on the 1984 riots. That was extremely special for me. I feel it's an important film. There are, of course, films like Wake Up Sid and Omkara and Life in a Metro, which have got me a lot of love from people, Page 3. So these films are very close to me as well. I'm sure there are others, but I can't recall offhand. The first shot I ever did was probably when I was 3 or 4 years old. So I don't really remember. I remember that I was with my mother and it was an unexpected thing, so I was quite thrilled. Most recently I can remember from Killer Soup because I had to fall from a great height even though I was harnessed, but still, you know, I was very high up. I could see all the crew and, you know, Film City ka lights far away, so that was very nerve-wracking. I also had to do some underwater shots for Killer Soup as well as for Mumbai Diaries. Those were very scary because I don't swim. I am a little nervous of being in the water, forget underwater. There's also, I remember in Omkara a scene where I'm actually handling cow dung because I'm playing a rustic village woman, and while she's talking very casually, she's throwing this cow dung on the walls. It was just awful because the smell was so overpowering and the cow dung had maggots in it. You know, there's no one reason that I would say yes to a script. There are myriad reasons. I think that To begin with, it's like some kind of an instinctive gut response to the script itself. You know, if the script has been easy to read, or if I've, you know, engaged or felt connected in some way related to the script while reading it, that's a great sign always. I like to see the character I'm playing, if the character I'm playing is going through some kind of a transition, or how she has been portrayed. That's important. The director of the film or show is also very important, because unless you have a rapport with the director and you can get along with them, you know, otherwise you can't really, you need to communicate effectively.
And now let's move on to the world of music. The songs Aayi Nahi and Aaj Ki Raat from Stree 2 are topping the charts still. And up next we have the voice behind these songs, singer Divya Kumar, talking about his creative process and collaborating with music composers Sachin and Jigar in this conversation with my colleague Vishal Chatkara.
ओ जान की कुर्बानी ले ले दिल भर जानी तबाही पक्की है आग तू मैं पानी जान की कुर्बानी ले ले दिल भर जानी तबाही पक्की है आग तू मैं पानी.
You are the voice behind some of the biggest hits of the year, like I Nahi and Aaj Ki Raat from Stree 2. Plus, you had a song in the film Vidya Kumar, a video as well. Did it come to you as a surprise seeing these songs topping the charts? All these songs were in top 10.
जब ये गाना बन रहा था, when I was in the studio with Sachin and Jigar, we were working on some live show project, and I could hear some, you know, glimpses of the song. It was recorded in a female vocal. और वो जब सुन रहे थे तब already it had started growing on us, and मुझे तब से ही पता था कि ये गाना बहुत अच्छा है और ये गाना बहुत लोगों तक पहुंचेगा. I'm really happy and really blessed कि मैं इस गाने का पार्ट बन पाया हूँ थोड़ा बहुत. ओ झूठी खाई थी कसम जो निभाई नहीं, झूठी खाई थी कसम जो निभाई नहीं, काटी रात मैंने खेतों में तू आई नहीं, हो नहीं आई 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 तू तो आई नहीं.
Correct to say that Divya Kumar is the most preferred singer for the composers Sachin and Jigar, because a lot of your songs are composed by them.
I think I've been really blessed because मेरे म्यूजिक बॉलीवुड इंडस्ट्री में मेरी शुरुआत सचिन जिगर से ही हुई है. आई स्टार्टेड वर्किंग एज एन असिस्टेंट टू देम. मैं उनके साथ में काफ़ी फिल्म्स मैंने एज अ म्यूजिक प्रोग्रामर की. ABCD 2 4-5 साल हमने काफ़ी साथ में वक्त बिताया, साथ में बहुत सारे बैकग्राउंड स्कोर्स किए, बहुत सारे कोरसेस गाए, बहुत सारे बैकिंग वोकल्स किए, बहुत सारी चीज़ें मैंने उनसे सीखी. और जब गाना बनता था तो मेरे सामने ही उसका जन्म होता था, जब वो कंपोज हो रहा होता है या जो भी होता, तो एक ऐसा होता है ना कि प्रोड्यूसर को सुनाने के लिए कोई एक सिंगर से गवाते, या कभी जिगर गाता था या सचिन भाई गाते थे, या कभी वो मुझे बोलते थे कि यार ये वाला गाना तेरे टेक्सचर का है तो तू एक बार ये गा दे ताकि प्रोड्यूसर को सुना सके. सो दैट्स हाउ थिंग्स स्टार्टेड टू हैपन कि मैं एज ए सिंगर भी उनके साथ में मुझे वो काम देने लगे. एंड रियली हैप्पी, रियली ब्लेस्ड, थैंकफुल टू देम कि कहीं ना कहीं मेरी आवाज़ को उन्होंने अपने बहुत सारे गानों में यूज़ किया. एंड नॉट जस्ट दैट कि मतलब बहुत सारे प्रोड्यूसर्स भी ऐसे आते थे, जिसमें से बड़ा थैंक्स है दिनेश विजन सर को, मैडॉक फिल्म्स के. उनको मेरी आवाज़ फ्रॉम जी करदा बदलापुर से उनको मेरी आवाज़ बड़ी अच्छी लगने लगी थी. एंड कहीं ना कहीं उनकी कोई भी फिल्म होती है, कोई ना कोई छोटा एक पार्ट कहीं ना कहीं मेरा एक होता ही है. आई एम रियली हैप्पी एंड रियली थैंकफुल टू देम कि वो हमेशा मुझे प्रेफर करते हैं. छल्ली कर दे सीना मेरा, छल्ली कर दे सीना मेरा, छल्ली कर दे सीना मेरा, दाग दे सारी गोलियां नी, अज मेरा जी करदा मर जाने, अज मेरा जी करदा मर जाने.
As the last note fades, remember music isn't just heard, it's felt. Until next time, let the rhythm of life keep playing. Goodbye, I'm Atika Farooqui and I will see you next week, as will you. Take care.